Hey, Mr. Vinny here. Today we're gonna make Christmas ornaments. It's November, so we gotta get ready for Christmas. Today I'm gonna show you how I make my Christmas ornaments. What I do is I do a drawing, I put them on wood, I cut out the wood, I paint them, and I display them, the Christmas ornaments. Some for gifts, some for orders. You can see I have a few over here that I have to cut out yet. These are my designs. You can see some more of my designs on my Etsy page, which is on the link below if you're interested in seeing some cool stuff. Today what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how I make a name deer. It's a reindeer with somebody's name in the antlers for a name deer. Santa would love having these pull his sled. This one is Jennifer and this one is Vinny. Hey, look, it's me. See how they display on a nice background? These are a set, so they're supposed to look at each other. Oops, they're backwards. They look at this way. So Vinny and Jennifer, they talk to each other on the tree and they sing Christmas carols. This way. Today we're going to make two. We're going to make one for my friend Rick and one for my friend Amy. I've done the drawings already, so why don't I show you the process of the way I make them right here in my work area. Here we go. You can see I've done the drawings already. Now what I'm going to do is just cut them to see how they look together. I think they look good. Now the next thing I got to do is trace the back. I've done that already. And what I do is get a piece of tracing paper and trace them backwards. That way I can rub them onto the wood. I'm using a 3B pencil for this. That way it leaves a nice line on the wood so I can see it when I'm cutting it. I'll just finish up Rick's real quick. And then we'll take it over to the wood. Okay, so before I rub it onto the wood, I just have to prep the wood by sanding it a little bit. It feels a little rough. So just take a little bit of sandpaper and you get the idea. Once the wood is smooth, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape down the tracing paper, and I'm using a color erase red pencil to transfer the lead onto the wood. I like to use a color stick so that I can see where I've been and make sure I get everything. There it is. I'm also going to use some pressure doing this. This isn't a light push. This is pushing hard with some pressure so that it makes a nice imprint when it's time to cut it out. Welcome to my scroll saw. All right, what I'm going to do is cut it out. I like to think of myself as drawing with the saw blade. So I'm actually just drawing, going over my lines and making sure that I cut it out as smooth as I can without cutting my fingers off. That's how I play this game. Yeah, even though that would make some great TV, I am not going to cut my fingers off. I've done this before. All right, and now you can see that I got it all cut out. That's how it looks. When I have them both cut out, the next thing I got to do is cut the holes in the letters. So I have an R and I have an A. And I take a little drill. I'll drill it out. What I need to do is open this up and thread the blade through the hole, reattach everything, and then I can cut the hole out. And this is what it looks like. Well, out of frame, but almost what it looks like. Let's do Rick's. Maybe I can show you what Rick's looks like. Again, I'll thread it through the hole, reattach everything, cut it out. Okay, all finished. Now you can see I have a perfect hole in the letter. Ready for sanding. I'm not going to bore you with you having to watch me sand it. The only important thing is that I kind of like just sand the edges at a 45-degree angle, both top and bottom. And I get dust everywhere. Once it's sanded, we're ready for paint. I use acrylic paint when I paint my ornaments. I really like the Liquitex brand, and I use some golden paint as well. Most of the time I'm just using primary, a pure cyan, a yellow, a magenta, white, black. If I need an orange, I'll grab an orange. And maybe a burnt umber for some brown to help my browns a little bit. But I mix all my colors, and I paint the faces first. They take me about an hour to paint, because I put 2 coats on each and shadows and highlights, eyes to make them look alive. Because I sanded them, you gotta like roll the edges of the paint so that the ornament looks like it's completely covered with paint and not get it on the sides. It's a little bit of patience. I take that back. It's a lot of bit of patience, but I love it. And the reason I like these paints is because the manufacturer guarantees their color for 75 years. So with care of these Christmas ornaments, they last a lifetime. Occasionally a piece will break, but they're made out of wood, so wood glue puts them back together. And when they're coated and protected, they will last for generations. Once the faces are done, then I mix a color for the antlers, and I give them 2 coats, and then I'll put some shadows and highlights on them with the thin brush. I think I used a number 4. And we'll call these done. Okay, so the last thing that I need to do is spray coat them to seal the paint. Once that's done, I'll rig them up with a screw eye and a Christmas hook. And now I'll go check them out and see how they look on a Christmas tree. I think they look good. Hey, Amy and Rick, Merry Christmas. So here's how I made my Christmas ornaments. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in seeing some more of my designs, again, the link is below on the Kablooey Designs Etsy page, and you can see some of the ornaments that I've made over the years. Again, thank you for watching, and if you like this video, hit the like button on the bottom. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to one and all, and I'll see you in the next video.